gentlemen of the press, I don't think there is anything new that I would add to the motion that I moved today. And as usual, this is not the first time you are involved in the humanitarian crisis in the Northeast that started 10 years ago. And several times I come here and you have been helping me to cry out or to let the world know the situation we are in. I wish there is anybody who has gone to Maiduguri or Borno or some parts of the Bay States affected. That will make you appreciate the situation. As a Muslim, I can assure you that a man, a woman, and a child is not what we hope for, will die today in the Bay State as a result of the humanitarian crisis. And we don't deserve that. It started like a joke, and you all know where it was about to end. And as an aftermath of that too, another new dimension is adding up to it. You call it banditry, you call it Fulani herdsman clashes, you call it kidnapping or whatever. But the attendant humanitarian crisis that follow this is now embarrassing all of us. Some of us, as I said, are dying there without food to eat, not talking about medicine. In Borno State, so many schools have been closed. So many local government has become a one-town local government. I can count them for you. Damboa used to have 2 villages. It's part of my senatorial district. But with the relocation and the attack on Sabongari in June sometimes, we have to relocate all the people in that place. 20,000 over moved to Damboa that is already overstretched. In my own local government that had more than 100 villages, right now we only have 4. Pulka, Goza, Isge, and Limankara. Before, we used to have more than 20 secondary schools running. Today, we don't have any, except the one privately sponsored by a honorable member of the House. As I'm speaking to you, only primary schools in Goza. You know that our emir was killed, and the new emir now is the son of the former emir that was also killed by Boko Haram, and he has been on exile or a refugee himself for the past 5 years. It was only last week that he's gone back home. Well, the attention is so much, and it's supposed to be. They burn down all the villages and take away what is useful to them. So by the time people come back, the soldiers are very mobile by their profession. But we, if you are a villager, you don't have anything to go back to. Unfortunately, it's the same thing happening with banditry now. In Zamfara, northwest, where is the, and in some areas in the north central and the middle belt, where is part of the food basket of the country, the security threat of banditry, the clashes, and the threats, sometimes, as one of our senators said, they will tell the villagers, don't go to your farms. And if they don't go to their farms, only God knows what will be the consequences of that. So it was very important for me to bring this to the notice of the Senate. And we thank God, the support was overwhelming. And in fact, the prayers have been, I think, extended to include those things that I did not even ask, because it will look as if we are asking for too much. So I want to thank my colleagues and also thank you for the support, because as I was presenting the Senate the motion, as usual, you wrote to me that you want me to come after to discuss further the content of this motion. It's all about calling on you to appreciate the situation we find ourselves. We thank you for what you have been doing, but it's not enough, because, as I said, if you don't go there and see for yourself, you will not believe. We have over 60,000 orphans as a result of the insurgency. When these children grow and no care is given to them, there will be more than Boko Haram, God forbid. The Vice President, I want to commend him here For he initiated a project, which I believe if everybody is doing that, would have solved the problem. He initiated the orphanage foundation in Borno. You need to go and see. It's wonderful, taken care of. But surprisingly, you know, it's less like a drop in the sea. I think they are housing 2,000 orphans, and as I said, we have more than 60,000 out there. We have widows, we have people. Last time I went to Gubio camp, and I think it was, you know, all over, where you reported that IDPs in Gubio camp went on protest, that they prefer to go home and die than to die in an IDP camp because no food supply was given to them for 2 months. The state government's resources, as I said, is overstretched. It cannot handle it. The NGOs are operating there the way they want. They collect money in the name of Nigeria, spend 80% of it on personnel costs and overhead. So these are the things that requires your intervention. I have here some, and this you can check it. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Activities is online. I extracted this from them, and I'm leaving it with you and maybe even the motion so that you can get some figures. Why I'm worried, as I said, Nigerian government is doing, but it's not doing enough. We have a confirmed destruction inflicted on us by insurgency of $9.2 billion. If you turn that into, you put it in naira, it's over 3.2 trillion naira. By the time you are putting only 55 billion into such project as it is now, the Northeast Development Commission has appropriated 45 billion, and then 10 billion naira for the takeoff. That's 55. If you divide that by the destruction inflicted of 3.2 trillion, you need 60 years to recover. And I don't think anybody here will be, except very few people, will be here in the next 60 years. So I want to thank you for inviting me, and I'm ready to ask, as usual, to answer questions that may come up with.
Okay, Fred, okay.